A Christmas Story with Santa Claus. Introduction. Once upon a time, in a small snowy village, there was a boy named Tim. Tim was 8 years old. He loved Christmas more than anything. Every year he waited for Santa Claus. Santa Claus was kind and gave presents to children. The village where Tim lived was beautiful. It had small houses with red roofs. Snow covered the streets and trees. People decorated their homes with lights and colorful ornaments. Children played in the snow, making snowmen and having snowball fights. Everyone loved Christmas. Tim's wish. This year, Tim had a special wish. He did not want toys. He wanted his father to come home for Christmas. Tim's father was a soldier. He was far away. Tim missed him very much. Tim's mother always told him stories about his father. She said, "Your dad is brave. He helps people and keeps them safe." Tim was proud of his father, but he felt sad because his dad was not home. He wanted to hug him and play with him. Tim wrote a letter to Santa. He said, "Dear Santa, my name is Tim. I have been a good boy this year. I do not want toys. I only want my dad to come home. Can you help me? Love, Tim." Tim gave the letter to his mom. She smiled and said, "This is a very special letter. I will make sure Santa gets it." She mailed it to Santa Claus. Preparing for Christmas. As Christmas came closer, Tim and his mom prepared for the holiday. They decorated their small house with lights and a big star on top of the roof. Tim helped his mom bake cookies. The smell of chocolate and cinnamon filled the house. Tim also made a Christmas card for his father. He drew a big tree with presents under it. He wrote, "Dear Dad, Merry Christmas. I love you and miss you. Love, Tim." Tim hoped his dad would see the card. In the village, everyone was excited. The children sang Christmas carols. The adults prepared a big Christmas feast. There was laughter and joy everywhere. But Tim still felt a little lonely without his dad. A visit from Santa. On Christmas Eve, Tim went to bed early. He dreamed of his father. He dreamed they were playing in the snow and building a big snowman. Suddenly, he heard a noise. It was coming from the living room. Tim got up and walked downstairs. In the living room, he saw a big man with a red suit and a white beard. It was Santa Claus. Santa smiled and said, "Hello, Tim." Tim was surprised. "Santa, is it really you?" "Yes, it is me," Santa said. "I got your letter." Tim's eyes were wide with wonder. He said, "Santa, can you really bring my dad home?" Santa knelt down and looked at Tim. He said, "Tim, your wish is very special. I cannot bring your dad home because he is doing important work. But I have something else for you. A special gift." Santa sat down with Tim. He opened his big red sack and took out a small red box. He gave it to Tim. "Open it," Santa said. Tim opened the box. Inside, there was a small toy soldier and a letter. The letter was from Tim's dad. It said, "Dear Tim, I miss you too. I am proud of you. Be strong and happy. I will see you soon. Love, Dad." Tim held the toy and the letter. Tears filled his eyes, but he was smiling. "Thank you, Santa. This is the best gift." Santa patted Tim on the head. "Merry Christmas, Tim. Always remember, your dad loves you very much."
The magic of Christmas. Santa stayed for a little while. He told Tim stories about his reindeer in the North Pole. He said, "The North Pole is very cold, but it is full of magic. My elves make toys, and we all work together to make children happy." Tim listened with excitement. He asked, "Do your reindeer really fly?" Santa laughed. "Yes, they do. They are very fast. Would you like to see them?" Tim nodded eagerly. Santa took him to the window. Outside, Tim saw a big sleigh and reindeer with shiny bells. The reindeer were waiting patiently. "Wow," Tim said. "They are amazing." Santa said, "They are my helpers. They take me to every house in the world." Tim waved at the reindeer. He felt happy and special. He said, "Thank you, Santa. This is the best Christmas ever." Christmas morning. The next morning, Tim woke up. The sun was shining. Snow covered the ground. There were more presents under the tree. Tim opened them with his mom. He showed her the toy soldier in the letter. She smiled and hugged him. Tim said, "Mom, Santa came last night. He gave me this gift from Dad." His mom said, "That is wonderful, Tim. Santa knows how much you love your dad." Later that day, there was a knock on the door. Tim ran to open it. It was his dad. He was home for Christmas. Tim hugged him tightly. "Merry Christmas, Dad." "Merry Christmas, Tim," his dad said. "I am so happy to see you." Tim's dad told him stories about his work and the people he helped. They spent the day together, laughing and playing in the snow. Tim showed his dad the toy soldier and the letter. His dad said, "Santa is very kind. He knows what is in our hearts." The village celebration. That evening, the village had a big celebration. There were lights, music, and food. Everyone gathered in the town square. Tim and his family joined the celebration. They sang carols and danced around the Christmas tree. Tim saw other children with their families. He felt grateful. He thought about Santa and the magic of Christmas. He realized that Christmas is not about toys. It is about love, family, and kindness. Tim's dad said, "This is a special Christmas. We are together, and that is the best gift." Tim nodded. He held his dad's hand and said, "Thank you, Dad, and thank you, Santa." The end. As the stars shone brightly in the sky, Tim felt warm and happy. It was the best Christmas ever. He knew he would always remember this day, and he knew that Santa Claus had made his wish come true in the most wonderful way.